Okay, Brendan and Dan, here's your video from the last lesson. So just keep in mind what we're focusing on here is trying to get the body out, use the elastic energy of the lower body, trying to get more force production out of the back foot, all the while when you land the front foot to get power from the front side, from these ground forces that are going to move up the kinetic chain, up the knee, up the hip. So when we're working, Dan, remember we're focusing on keeping a nice vertical trunk. It would be even better at some point um, if I draw an angle here and I draw it towards your cheekbone. You're at about an 89. Now, if we're able to get that back to like a 90 degree, maybe even a little bit more, where this angle isn't straight up and down, but it's this way, that'll be even better. Because the idea is we want to keep that trunk as vertical as we can so we have more space and time to use that trunk. Because we want to convert power from down here to up here. And if we tilt forward too soon, then we don't allow the elastic properties in our core to start torquing. See, we want the hips to go this way, and we want the upper body to go this way so we can create all this torque in here. And from that torque, it will thrust your body forward. So you're really getting it. I mean, what a big improvement in just 2 weeks. Maybe it's been 3 weeks. But look at when you land your front foot. You've got the shoulders are pretty closed off. The head is a little tilted forward. I mean, a little drifted forward with the chin. That'll take a little time. I can still see your glove side, which is good. So what you're doing here is you're starting to learn that from the initial move here, we really want to get the hip forward and not lead with the shoulder and not lead with the face and the chin. And that's going to get your body out into a good position now at landing. And that's going to get you into a vertical position at landing so you're not leaning forward. But one thing you want to avoid here while we're doing this is to tilt the body this way too far. You can still keep the chin behind the belt buckle without tilting too far. So just keep that in mind as you're practicing this two-phase drill. This is one you actually throw. And I really like this pitch. I mean, I like how your leg gets angled here into a nice linear force vector. That's really what you want to do before you drive. Just a little bit of a lean back with the head, but not too bad. I mean, overall looking pretty good. Turn the front foot a little bit too soon. Got to keep that closed off. But I mean, these are things that we'll work on in the future. But just overall, just remember, we're working here specifically on keeping the trunk up and getting the body out with more explosiveness so that the arm doesn't hang up there too long and then pull up way above the shoulder. And then you get that tight hand to the head, which is not too bad. I mean, look, I've seen worse. I mean, it's more ideal that the hand be, I mean, you're inside 90 degrees, right? So if you're 90 degrees, what am I doing here? Here's your arm, right? What do you got? 45. I mean, I don't think it's much of an issue because it's following your trunk. I don't want to mess with your arm at all. I like the way your arm is. You have a great arm path. The arm lays back nice. The trunk comes forward. The elbow gets into great external rotation. I mean, you're almost beyond 180 degrees. I mean, look at your arm. That's beyond 180 degrees. That's 180. You're down. You're like beyond 180 degrees. That's crazy. You're like at 171. That's crazy. So you have great external rotation, you have great arm path, the elbow's up, it rotates real nice. You get into pronation where the hand turns over, boom, right there. And the elbow doesn't cast out in front of your face. Really good arm path. And good front leg. As you get better and better, you'll be able to extend that front leg backwards, even get some more velocity. So overall, Dan, good job. Okay, so as you're working this week, work on your first movement again. Work on flexing this back knee. As that front foot comes up a little bit, we want to drive out and try to keep that head from tilting back too far. Definitely get that arm up like you're doing there. And let's try to relax this throwing arm a little bit, because as we get out here, see what we notice with a lot of high velocity guys is that their throwing arm is still down here. I mean, the hand is still down here because they're either delaying it longer or they're shifting a little bit more before they break. Let's just see your shift and let's see how you coordinate your hand brake here with how quickly you shift out. Okay, so look, you've already broken your hands and you really haven't moved your legs apart. So it might be something you want to tinker with this week. You might want to try getting the body to move first. Keep the hands together just a tad bit longer. Try to keep that throwing arm relaxed more. Drive out. The throwing arm's going to get up where it needs to get up at the right time. It's just a little too early right now. A lot of young kids do this. They want to throw so soon, and they get the arm up too soon. That causes so much problems and ruins a lot of power because they want to throw too early. All right, so keep working hard. It looks good. Just remember to keep that trunk nice and vertical. We want to get our body as we land, our position, we want to get nice and straight like it is here. And I remember you were like this. Okay, so whatever you're doing right now, keep it up. You can even over-exaggerate a little bit more when you land the front foot if you wanted to try to find that angle where you're even behind 90 in this direction here. But overall, nice work. We'll continue to go, okay?